safety second with Nosce Veritas, training events and matches in a city near you, your questions, and a lot more. Coming up tonight on the Fireside Chat. See you in 30 seconds. What's up?
All right. How we doing?
Caught me cleaning my glasses, man.
Well, that's all right. Hey, we already have a few people in here, including our guest from last week, Jesse Yates. Good to see you, Mississippi Gunsmithing. Thank you.
What's going on, Jesse?
We got Hawkeye, always a fan favorite, coming in again and again.
Oh,
Thank
Hawk,
you.
Man. What's going on, Hawk?
Mr. Vino. We got Richard Thornton. Nico Burney. All right, here we go.
Yes. Right. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah. All right.
Welcome in. Let me turn down.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on in. Oh, Vinny G, we got you too. Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to have to clean my glasses here too. I got a bit of a glare coming up.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you spend outside all day. Or all day outside, rather.
I wouldn't know nothing about that right now.
Chilling, hoping everyone having a good night. Yeah, here's hoping everyone's having a good night.
How's everybody's week been? Everybody been doing all right?
Everybody have a good Mother's Day?
I heard all the mothers had good Mother's Day, and the husbands who have mothers in their lives.
And the sons who have mothers in their lives.
Come on now. Yeah, everybody. Well, I was mainly talking to the husbands, hopefully they took care of their wives, that, if they have kids and so on and so forth. I made my wife sit down as much as possible. What's up, Brian?
Yeah, I'll just say we got Brian Anarino over there. Come on in. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Made my wife when I made her breakfast and dinner and fixed her a snack for lunch, but it was a task getting her to sit down most of the day. She stays on the move, But called mom, hit my aunts up on Facebook, all that good stuff. I didn't make a lot of phone calls, sent text messages and stuff,
Yeah.
Technology of the world, don't necessarily have to make a phone call.
Senior Moment stopped in. Hello, thank you.
What's going on, Senior? Good to see you, man.
Technology has come a long, long way in the past few decades.
Oh, yes, sir.
My gram, God bless her soul, she recounted tales of having a party line, which was a phone line that you and your whole neighborhood shared at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's the true definition of a party line, I guess. Shared expense.
Yeah, it's been so hectic lately, but Mother's Day was good. Good to hear it. Good to hear,
Vinny.
Yeah, things are good. Hey, Maya Hernandez, you joined in. Sup?
What did you?
Nico, Mother's Day was good. Richard,
Nice.
All right. Glad you had a good Mother's Day. Excellent. And thank you all for joining us, of course. It's good to have everyone here. We try to gather once a week so that we can talk about stuff that's relevant to all of us, including building and news and all that jazz, upcoming events. That guy there does most of the talking. I still get the camera flip-flops, so that's on me.
Well, since we, welcome everybody who, we got a lot of people in the live. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. Thank you for spending your time with us. If you're watching the replay, join us every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. I guess that's 7 p.m. West Coast. Yeah, 7 p.m. West Coast. Join us live, guys. You can join us live as a guest. You can join us on video or audio. If you see the link at the bottom of the screen, you can go join us. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything.
Nope.
And
as long as you're not trying to join from a Russian IP, you're fine. It's all good.
let that man right there know that you want to join us live, and he'll take care of you. So, we got some announcements today, right, man?
A couple. I'm going to
Got
let
a
you
couple
handle
announcements.
that. You
All right,
got the
well,
announcer voice, and go.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. You know, I'm not ready, dude. I am not even close to being ready. So
See,
while I get ready, why don't we talk about this?
back to normal
Um,
size.
what do we want to talk about? I had something on the
Well,
top
I
of
don't
my
know.
head. I had it on the top of my head, and it just went
Well,
right in that vent right up there.
you know
Um,
what? That's okay. That's okay. Weapon XYZ will hopefully be back. What, next week? Is it week
next week.
after? Okay,
Wait, what's
okay.
next week is the 17th, right? So yeah, next week
Yeah.
he'll be
All
back.
right.
And he'll be back joining us and doing the MacGyver minute
Yeah.
next week, actually.
Yeah.
Which would be cool because we haven't had one of those in a few weeks.
Speaking of which, he just
Speaking of
chimed
which,
in. Speak of the devil, and he will show.
yeah, really.
All right.
Just
Hey.
talking about you, dude.
Yeah. Lamar, hey, thanks for joining in. Appreciate you coming on. Good to have you. You were going to get on to some announcements, but I think
Oh yeah,
really
we
it was
got
more.
the events loading up.
Yeah.
Because I just
Right.
want to make sure that I have everything straight. But I had to, man. I'm gonna think of it. I know I am. It just went straight out the window.
So yeah, straight out the window. I think that thing I showed you the picture of. So if you've been watching our show for any length of time, you might know I've gotten a 3D printer fairly recently, and they're a lot of fun. But boy, I want to thank User Media Mike for turning me on to somebody that did frames that were P80 rail compatible, which is just handy. Work with a system you already know instead of rails that are different. Not Lone Wolf or anything like that. You go to some other site completely. Anyway, P80 compatible rails, the stippling that's built in, beautiful. They look great. But even with a really dialed in system, one little hiccup can cause a 20-hour print to go to heck.
Crap.
Yeah. It's kind of funny when you have your nose and one end does one of these things. It's like, oh, yeah. Well, now I can cut that up for demonstration purposes.
It's true. The grip texture was outstanding, though.
Oh, it printed beautifully. It felt good in the hand, but went rails down and bed adhesion didn't stick for one of the bits of the nose, and well, these things happen.
Just made everything else go off all wonky, huh?
Yeah, well, only for the pick rail and only for that one side. I bet you it would still technically be usable, but I'm not going to settle for less than perfection on that.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll need for that one.
Yeah.
Anything to go boom.
Well, I mean,
wanted to go boom, just not in the wrong way.
In a controlled boom. That's why Anton Glock tested all of his pistols left-handed. He figured if it went boom and his hand went, well, at least he could still write. Yeah. So
that's a heck of a strategy.
Hey, that's why safety should be first, but we always take safety second around here.
Speaking of which, we'll be getting to that segment in a minute. But since I got I have my slide deck up now, so we could talk about some of the events coming up. We got events coming up around the country, and guys, if you have events that you know about in your city, in your town, close to you, guys, let us know so we can let everybody else know, because not only you are available, you might have people in your area, any patriots in your area that either belong to the forum or not. They might be catching the replay. They might have got this in their feed and they don't know about the event. So definitely post up. We have an event section at FTQ80.info. You can post them up. You don't even have to let us know. If you put it in there, we'll read it, because we always check it before the live. We always check it before the live. So go in there, post up your events. If there's an event near you, an event, it doesn't even have to be near you. If you hear about it, just like GunCon is coming up, I'll tell you about that in a little bit. I didn't put the information in here because it's still next month, but I'll tell you a little bit about it. I saw the video today, and I'll tell you where you can see the video. But Right now, we got the Glock Shooting Sports Foundation. And this is one of the things I want to get into heavy. If anybody is into shooting a competition or just want to go and, see what's going on, you can go to Glock Shooting Sports Foundation. They have upcoming matches. The next upcoming match is May 14th through the 15th. It's the Music City Shootout in Mount Pleasant, Tennessee. If you're anywhere near there, go stop by. Tell them we sent you. There's also another one on the 14th to the 15th. It's the Gunsight Glock Classic, and it's in Paulden, Arizona. And then you have on the 21st, which is next week, you have the Belton Blast 3 on May 21st to 22nd in Belton, South Carolina, and the Northern Lakes Regional Classic. And I'm not even going to, I think that's 31. May 21st, 22nd in Lake Elmo, Minnesota. So those are just a few of the matches that are coming up, and I'm sure there's training that I'll be putting up into the event section, because one of the things that I'm really strong on is training. Guys, people beat me up for telling people if you buy a gun and you don't have experience to get training. Well, it kind of makes sense, and that's what I had. I had a video I wanted to show. I'm going to try and pull that video up in a little bit. There was a woman on the range that obviously had no training. So guys, get training. If you know how to train someone. If you're at the range, don't feel that you are sticking your nose in where it doesn't matter, because they could kill themselves. I've been at the range plenty of times when I've seen people doing unsafe things, and I've stepped in. Do it respectfully. Don't be an asshole. Do it respectfully, and try and teach them a little bit, because they may not know, or they may have been taught wrong. So guys, help them out. Do some training. I got some training that I'm trying to go to coming up in the next 3 to 6 months. Whenever my shoulder gets better, I'm almost at a point where I can present. I went to therapy yesterday, and the lady was like, "Man, you're progressing faster than most." I said, "I'm focused. I have a goal, and my goal is to be able to, if anything should happen to me or anything should go on, that I need to be able to present my weapon and be able to protect myself and my family." So right now, it's a little bit of a challenge. If I had to, I could do it, but it'd be a little bit of painful. Anyway, on to the next one. What you got, Nas?
I just realized I muted my mic when I stepped away. I'm sorry. So, I wanted to add on top of that, if you don't feel comfortable trying to teach somebody, but know a good teacher, recommend that person, because everybody knows somebody. You can learn something from everybody. Now, before we get, Lamar asked what that looked like, the print. So when you're done with your events, I want to hop back to that. Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so the next event's coming up in Massachusetts. Mr. Nosce Veritas put up a bunch of events in Massachusetts. If you're anywhere within driving distance of Massachusetts, these sound like some outstanding classes to take. The aftermath of a use of deadly force, which everyone should absolutely know what to do. If you're caught in the middle of a situation where you have to use your firearm, you should absolutely know what to do next. One, you should actually have some type of protection. So whenever you do finish patching the person up that you shot, yes, I said patching the person up, you should always have some type of first aid within reach of you, if you can, in your car, on your person, in a backpack or whatever, because the one thing you want to try and do, if you should have to shoot someone, or an innocent bystander may get shot, or someone around you may get hurt, it's always nice to have first aid, and I'm sure they'll probably cover that in that aftermath of use of deadly force.
And even if they don't, the next event on the list does so specifically.
Yep, absolutely. The next event, just leading up to that, first aid and CPR, AED course, being knowing what to do with that. If one does get hurt, yourself or someone else, you never know when you're going to be able to need that. Yeah, it's not
hard, but it could save a life. Yours, a friend's, a bystander, doesn't matter.
Yeah, Yeah, there's actually there's a couple of events coming up in Texas. I saw on Big Tex Ordnance. I'm gonna post all of this stuff. I'm gonna go back. I didn't get a chance to put it all into the slide deck today, guys, but I'm gonna post it all over there on the forum, FTQ80.info. Go over there. So the next event, Art of Concealed Carry. This guys, I can only imagine what they're gonna cover in this course, man.
So, oh man, rifle and pistol instructor I knew posted to his group pictures, and it's like everybody was printing. I'm like,
Nosce just put up, Weapon X just put up a good comment. If you want to put that up. Definitely get yourself a few IFAKs. Absolutely. Keep your range bag, whatever you can get, range bag, knapsack, have stuff with you guys. If you can put it in your pocket. I know a lot of people will have, they have ankle rigs that have, med kits in them, just so, they have it with them. So, because you never know, if you carry a gun, you should have some type of first aid somewhere close by.
And if you have to improvise, you have to improvise. It's okay.
Dude,
I'm serious now. And I hate to say it, but if you have a lady in your life and she has a super maxi pad, those are great for sucking up blood. Keep one of those in your pocket. Well, in
absolutely.
your pouch.
Absolutely. Shoestrings to make a makeshift tourniquet. It is not the greatest. I mean, if you see, I always have one of these on. Okay, I have a few that have quick release paracord. Now, it's not the greatest. People, people that are quote unquote first aid aficionados will say, "Oh, paracord sucks," and blah blah blah. It's something. It's something.
I'd rather have something.
I'd rather have something than nothing. And I don't leave the house without this on my wrist because I never know when I might need a tourniquet of some kind. It might save a life. So back to the art of concealed carry. I've seen some concealed carry attempts. Nothing beats a holster, guys. Don't just shove a gun in your belt, inside pocket, whatever, man. Get a holster of some kind. There's an argument for off-body carry. It all depends on your case.
And
some people
that
like
might also
bands,
depend on law.
Yeah.
So know your local laws. Make sure you abide. Just putting that out there. We got it.
You're so efficient, man. Anyway, that's I believe that is the last event I had listed. Again, guys, go to the site, go to FTQ80.info, go to the events tab. If you're not a member yet, register. It's free, guys. We don't send out spam.
No.
If you don't want notifications, we don't get a whole lot during the day, but we do get some. If you don't want notifications, just turn notifications. Actually, notifications are off by default, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say
you have to actually turn them on.
I very much do not like spam or excessive notifications, and like Wix was sometimes too much. Just a waterfall of things, but
actually one of the things that. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say you can finally adjust the kinds of notifications you get and when you get them in your user profile in the bulletin boards. So
I get mine via email, and the email always says, you won't receive another notification until you click on this one. So you'll get one notification from a certain category or a certain subject, and you won't get another one until you click on that email. So
so instead of having 15 responses to one topic, and you get a notification for each darn freaking one, bing, 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 bing.
Yeah,
I'm not playing Pac-Man. I just want to talk with y'all.
Zach, we'll see you on the replay, fine sir.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, hey, let's go back here. Lamar, you asked something. What does it look like about that 3D printed thing? So first off, we can't really show the live thing, but here's what happened with the nose droop. How's this for YouTube standards? I'm showing a picture. Ha.
Yeah.
All right. So
It looks lopsided too.
Well, that's just it, because what happened is on that side, it was printed rails down. The adhesion popped up, so that whole side sucked up as it was printing, messing with that whole corner of the frame. But it was an excellent learning experience, and as has been mentioned, the diamond stippling pattern was fantastic. I mean, it was lovely. So I will post the link in the forum to the files. I would recommend trying them, because you'll never know if you don't try. And even a basic machine like the Ender 3, it's $200 ish, and some basic filament, and you could start printing that kind of thing. Just saying, it's a new frontier. And if you're printing it, it's not going to have a serial on it. Just saying.
No comment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Moving along.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into the featured segment of the night.
Sorry, just catching some comments here.
Yeah.
There's
guys.
Anyway.
What's going on, Nibbles?
Nibbles? Huh? Oh,
Nibbles.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, I got you. And slight delay in sending out last week's prizes, and I apologize for that, but the radiator on my van decided it was going to blow up and leak out, and I had to get it replaced. So little delay. I'll get them out soon, promise. Yeah, Mr. Vino, the texture, again, some artisan crafted a series of them in 19 and 17 and even a 43, but that had polymer rails. I was kind of, maybe if I was printing in carbon reinforced nylon. That's okay, Nimbles. We'd rather have you lurking and hanging out than not. It's all good. I've got this, we're all chatting around the fire, and he's hopping around the outside in the shadows.
Everybody going, will you sit your ass down?
Yeah, come on. Join us at the fire. Have a marshmallow. Come on now. Anyway, we
Rice Krispie treats. I want some Rice Krispie treats.
Okay.
I think that's what I'll have after the show. Anyway, so moving on. Let's go ahead and
we'll split the difference. Instead of doing marshmallows for s'mores, we'll do Rice Krispie treats, Hershey's, and graham crackers around it all.
Sweet overload.
Yeah. Well, we'll be going for a while. That's fine.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment, and we have the return of the safety second.
Well, yeah, I suppose I am here, and while we're doing the thing, give me 1 second to get set up here. So I wanted to talk about some building things, because the number of times that any of us have seen things on forums, I'm having issues with and they show live rounds in the chamber while they're testing, for example. These things could all lead to very serious repercussions, and they're easily avoided.
Consequences and repercussions.
Well, everybody has to deal with these things, and let's hopefully let those people be other people. So, start off safe practices. Educate yourself. First and foremost, knowing what's ahead, watching a build video, for example, or reading the forum, or even an armorer's manual would be excellent, because knowing what to expect will help you avoid accidents. Ensure your tools are in good order. I level my printer bed every so many prints, whatever the case may be. And make sure that you have a tidy workspace, because if your workspace is a mess, you're aiming for trouble. Okay.
I've seen
Now,
some messy workspaces. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
I
it doesn't
I
have
get
to be pristine. Just keep it neat and tidy.
I get claustrophobic if I can't tell, what I'm doing, that
Hmm.
drives me up a wall. That just drives
Yeah,
me
no,
nuts. So definitely clean workspace helps.
I'm very much a place for everything and everything in its place kind of a fella. Speaking of which, everything in its place and everything not in its place. No live ammo in your workspace, folks. Come on. You're working on a firearm. It goes boom, you could lose something.
It shouldn't even be in the same room when you're working on the firearm.
No, ideally not. Ideally not. And if it is in the same room, make sure it's under lock and key.
Yeah.
Take every freaking precaution you can in advance before even thinking about building, because it could be life or death. And please, for the love of
Absolutely.
God, use these dummy rounds, snap caps. You can get them on Amazon for 10 pack for a couple of dollars in any and every caliber, and you should have snap caps for any and every caliber you're going to work with.
Do we have any listed on the forum? If not, I'll
Uh,
find some.
I don't think so. We kind of did away with the various, link to this item, link to that item, just because they keep changing on Amazon with different vendors. I think maybe we'll do a post that has pictures of what to look for and maybe a link or two to examples if we can find them. But neither here nor there. And come on, folks. Again, building firearms, no building under the influence or super tired. Make sure you can be alert and attentive to what you are doing, because even if not right this second while it's on the table, you're going to hopefully be shooting something out of it that goes bang. You don't want that to
So,
go with your
so,
finger, right?
so I
Okay.
can't drink anything out of there while I'm building.
No, feel free to after. There's a celebratory thing. Okay, so senior moment. Can you print some dummies? Yes. I need to scale down about like 5% from the last run I tried, because they were working pretty well. In other words, I'm working on it.
Like I said, don't look at his shop.
All right.
We won't.
FTQ
I'll
safety
I'll take
first. Yeah.
I'll take care of the comments. Go ahead and
All right.
teach it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I ain't teaching a whole heck of a lot.
Do
Basically, the long and the short of it is minimize distractions, as many as you can, because focusing on a first time quality finish will enable you to ensure safety for yourself and those around you. Well, except for those on the very pointy end. Um, um, and again, education. There are still the videos out there. If you'll notice in the resources section on the forum, I linked to on the Odyssey platform, there was a user that put up all of the MGB build videos. They are still the best resource I can recommend. They're just so in depth. Anyway, now for P80 and Glock specific, oh my goodness. So basically, 3 safeties on that particular platform. You've got your trigger dingus. Hey, smile. It's a funny word.
You must have been listening into John Patton recently. He always calls it a trigger dingus.
Well, it's not really prevalent on the smaller frames, but like on the V2, you'll notice a bit of a hump on the frame. And I've noticed some people say, "Oh, can I take that off?" I mean,
No.
yeah, you could, but you're going to take that part of the safety off with it. Yeah. So don't do that. Make sure that that's working for you, because that's important.
That's very important. Very important.
I don't
know why would anybody would want to remove it anyway. You don't even see it once the trigger's in.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the little divot. It's a blemish in some eyes, and it might not be visually appealing, but it's a safety thing. Leave it. Anyway, next up, the next safety you're going to be looking at is probably going to be, the trigger housing and the trigger bar itself. It sits on a shelf and doesn't actually fire till it drops down. So if it's connected properly and working properly, it's not going to drop until you're aiming to actually fire it. You're going to want to install it and try to push down on the cruciform dead center, not gentle, well, not that gentle. You're not trying to break on through to the other side, but you are trying to give it a good oomph, see if it'll push. If it pushes down and off, that's not safe. You're going to want to pop that out and look into it and maybe try a different bar or look at the trigger housing, make sure it's not malformed.
Speaking of which, I was looking at the Johnny Glock videos on adjusting the take up, and all I could envision was a bunch of unsafe Glocks out there. Well, I'm just like, how I wouldn't do it. And I'm a very careful person when building. I wouldn't do it, even if it was for competition, which basically he's showing you how to take up the take or get rid of the take up for composition purposes. Because if you carry like that, you run the risk of having a misfire while carrying. Guys, don't adjust your housing unless you're doing it. Know what you're doing, and you're doing it for competition purposes. For carry purposes, I wouldn't adjust them at all.
And for the love of God and all that you hold holy and dear in your lives, test before you carry. Always test it before you carry it. In a holster, not in your pants.
Carry to the range. Well, in your never mind.
People are people. They'll do what they do. I'm just trying to give good advice. You're also going to want to try pushing down on the sear part. That's the very end. And God help you if you don't know what I'm talking about. Educate, videos, ask. We can do pictures in the forum. No problem. Try and wiggle that bar back and forth to see if you can get it to pop loose. You're probably not gonna. That's ideal. You don't want it to. And if that works, then your next thing is going to be the safety plunger on your slide itself and its interaction with the shark fin on the trigger bar. That's part 3. Basically, it's what keeps the firing pin from going through the breech, and if it's not working right, you could have a misfire. So double check and make sure that safety plunger is working properly. Take it off, push down on it, make sure it works, moves freely. It doesn't bind up. Binding in the wrong place could be bad. On the other hand, you want to make sure that it works. So hold down that safety plunger button, reset your trigger by pulling the striker back and let it go. Don't do it too much. You're not a mad fiend, but once or twice. What you got there? Oh yeah, definitely 5 to 10 rounds. No problem. Gotcha.
500 to 1,000.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, round count before carrying. It depends on when you started. If you're new, that round count might be like 1/10 of that because of pandemic pricing. I'm kidding though. You're actually
pricing is still kind of high. I mean, you see some coming down. I think Weapon posted one today that was actually pretty good. 33 cents a round for 9mm range rounds, Blazers. That's not bad. I usually spend around
all down in the forum.
Yeah, it's all down in the forum. I usually spend about 32 cents, but 35 is not bad, and it's especially for a shipped price. You don't have to add a bunch of shipping on top of it. So, but anyway, go ahead, man.
So those are the 3 basic safeties on that platform. Really simple, but they work effectively when they're all tested working. Now, nobody's going to want to do it, but you should do it. Drop test that sucker. Find some way to drop your baby 6 times repeatedly from a height of about 6 to 8 feet. I just hold my hand up in the air because I'm a giant. You might have to use a ladder. Whatever works for you. Try and
don't drop it to concrete.
Try and drop it on something firm but mildly giving. A certain person recommended reams of computer paper, and hand to God, they work beautifully. They're cheap, and you can reuse them afterwards. Do it.
How about a phone book?
Phone books would also work, but good luck
Nobody
finding a
knows.
phone book in
Nobody
this
knows what a phone
generation.
book is.
They're like, phone book is that an app? Should
I
I
probably have a phone book somewhere around here, but no, ream of paper. It's really cheap. It's like $4 to buy a ream of paper,
Yeah.
guys. It's worth it, and
So-
you'll use the paper anyway.
So ideally, what you're going to do is you're going to drop it from, and again, because of YouTube rules, I can't even show a frame right now. So bear with me. Let's pretend that this is your frame. Okay, you're going to want to drop it from every single face, one at a time, all 6 sides. And after every drop, you're going to want to check it. Backtrack. Rack the slide first. Set the trigger. Then do your drops. Well, weapon, you suggest shallow carpet. I'm thinking shag. Again, something firm, but you don't want to bang up your baby, but you got to drop it. You got to test it.
Yes, Hawkeye's crying.
Yeah, I know. But when you're done, you'll know it's safe because you've racked it. And after every drop, you're going to make sure that trigger didn't pop off. If it popped off, you're not safe. If you survive all 6 drops, well, Mr. Vino, if that works for you, then good on you, laddie. But while you're in the office,
look,
you probably have a ream of paper down the way. I say take it, go for it.
Bring it back. He gets battle hardened. Easy way to get battle wear on it.
Yeah. Do it before paint, and don't put your optics on it. You don't need your optics on it. Don't be silly.
Definitely do not drop it with your optic or your iron sights. Do it before you put your iron sights on, guys. Your iron sight should be the last thing you put on. That should be the last thing you put on. Doing it before paint, I guess so. I guess that works.
And lastly, when it comes to safety in this episode, don't do anything patently stupid. Common sense is still around there, and I'm pretty sure that everybody watching this knows when they're doing something that is kind of out there. So be safe, folks. Come on. We all want to have fun. We want to continue doing what we're doing. If we're safe about it, if we help pass on safety so that people can do it safely, we'll all be more likely to continue doing that. Okay? All right.
Word up. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I did the thing.
Man,
hey, and I only took up 15 minutes of your lives, you poor, poor people.
Hey, that's a masterclass right there, dude. I mean, you gave everything that they needed to,
regurgitating information I've imbibed, but I found very useful. So,
yeah. But yeah, a lot of I've seen people. I go to my local gun store, which is about 3 miles from here, and I see people. I couldn't work in.
I'm sorry.
Better to get the warranty out of the way.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I'm a fan of. Speaking of that, I'm a fan of Swamp Fox, and I dropped my Justice from about 4 or 5 feet from off my bench onto concrete. Has a nice little battle scar on it, but it still works.
Well, I mean, that's the way Swamp Fox is supposed to be.
Yeah,
Blade Boy SFV. Hey yo, how you doing?
What's good, dude? That's probably about as much as it's gonna get until I get out to the to some of these training courses.
Yes, but education is a great way to start for everything. Yeah. Which is why this guy over here is thinking about doing the whole gunsmithing thing. And
I think
that's
happening. That's
All right.
happening, dude.
All right.
That's happening. Let's see, Blade Boy,
Yeah.
FV. So my modular universal pistol, 1 jig finally showed up today. So stoked and have a white GST9 frame on the way.
Excellent.
Can't wait. Life is good.
And I want to let him hang up there because you're new. Welcome. Glad to have you. Thanks for coming on by. We hit it up every Tuesday night. Come on back to, when the time comes, of course. And excellent on you. Please head up the forum we got. We would love to have you there. Share your builds with us. If you have issues, there's probably somebody that can help. If somebody has an issue, you might be able to help. It's a community where we can all share and learn from one another. Nobody rules the roost here. We just do what we do.
And if you're just joining us, guys, Mr. Nosce Veritas just went through a comprehensive safety briefing, as it were, and he gave a lot of good information. If you missed it, definitely watch the replay. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be here a little longer. Hang in there, guys. We're just sitting. We're hanging back, enjoying the nice heat of the fire.
And while you're there, hit that thumbs up button because we're all passing around the drinks and having a good time and not building because drinking. But citizens de la vie. And off we go. But yeah, forum membership is free. I try to keep it pretty open. I've banned most of the Eastern Bloc at this point because literally every spam bot that comes through is coming through Russian IPs. I'm like, ban them all. Done.
Oh man, well it's definitely been a crazy day. A crazy couple of days. It's been cold. I don't know. It's been cold and rainy here in southeast Virginia.
Huh. We've had the exact opposite. We had winter up until like 2 days ago, and it was like, hey, spring's here, 70-degree temperatures. Come on outside. It's nice. Oh, okay.
I think it's been in the low 60s, high 50s all week.
Oh, good Lord.
Breezy. When I wake up and I look out my window and I see the trees moving, I go, well, I guess I'm not going anywhere today.
I mean, maybe if you got an umbrella and want to take a flight.
Yeah. Usually I walk around the neighborhood anyway. I haven't been walking lately, but I need to. So,
yeah. Hey, while you're doing the power walk thing, it'll help your shoulder.
Yeah, I do that on the bike. I ride the bike every morning and I'll make sure I loosen this sucker up.
Okay.
Part of me doesn't want to go walk around the neighborhood because there's a guy down the block that has my vehicle. He has my Lincoln LS that he's supposed to be putting a transmission in. And he said it'd take him 2 weeks to put the transmission in. He's had it 8 months.
No.
Yeah. And I paid him in advance.
Oh, no.
I paid him in advance. And I traded a vehicle for part of the labor. He's had my vehicle, which I didn't sign over to him yet because I had a feeling. But I let him borrow it because I knew he needed something to pull his trailer. So I said, shoot, the thing's going to be sitting in the front anyway. Use it. And, you're going to have my car done in 2 weeks. So go ahead and use it for these 2 weeks. And then I'll transfer the title to you. Well, it's been 8 months. He's done all kinds of work to everybody's car in the neighborhood. And my car is still sitting in the backyard on jack stands and the hood up. And he keeps telling me, oh, I'll have it done on Sunday. Every time I see him, it'll be done on Sunday. So I'm kind of don't want to walk down there because I have a feeling I'm going to end up having to call the police.
Well,
but I got to go down there. I went down there the other day. He wasn't home. But
yeah, don't get yourself in trouble.
Long story as to why I don't want to walk.
So where is this came into this after all? After breeding? Oh, sure. Well, you know what? That's excellent. He found the channel through your Dremel video. That's beautiful. Which you had to repost after YouTube nuked it the first time. Good Lord.
They nuked the third one.
Oh, well, yeah.
The first two are still up.
Yeah.
The third one got nuked.
I keep I keep forgetting to do things. Sorry, it's been rather busy in my life lately. And don't worry about it. All good. Show one of your builds. Yeah, that might be a good way to get him to do the work. However, it might also be a good way to go to jail because so-and-so was brandishing a firearm at me.
Oh, I'll brandish it down there. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. No, I don't even, I'm just afraid of losing my temper.
Yeah.
And again, matter of fact, I know he's gotten stopped by the cops, and I'm gonna cover up his name. This came to my house. Let's see if I can get.
You think
in his name because they ran my VIN, but they had his license. So apparently he's got to go to court for something.
But
guess who's not
violated the law?
Guess who's not giving him that letter? Because see, if he doesn't give me back my truck, it'll be stolen.
Yeah.
Because I'll report it stolen. I'm not trying to get into a situation with him. So.
Yeah, that's a rough one to get into, but at least you have a little leverage in the fact that you didn't sign the car over. You know, you did the smart thing there. And hopefully it won't come to anything horrible, but try and act with as much grace and poise as you can until you can't no more.
You going kayaking Thursday, Hawkeye?
Dude. Kayaking. Oh, sorry, I missed that one.
I haven't been kayaking in years.
I can't.
90 degrees though is a good day to go kayaking though. You could fit in a kayak, just no one will fit with you.
It'll be the size of the Titanic. No, seriously, took the missus to a amusement park for Mother's Day. You know, it was her thing. Okay, fine. She loves all the rides. Yeah. Literally, I'm too big to fit on any ride unless it's at the water park. It sucks.
Well, I'm glad I'm in that average height for a grown man.
Yeah.
I'm not a little man, not a big man, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Some people will say I'm a big man, but I don't think so. Too many people taller than me, like you.
There's new person at work. She's probably average height, female-ish, maybe a little shorter. She was standing right next to me. I was walking by, and wow, you're tall. Yeah. What am I gonna do? Shrink?
How tall are you, Nosce?
I'm 6'5". I'm no short person.
Notice you had the prequel but didn't get to see it yet. Yeah, the prequel is there. The prequel is actually the how to put it together. How to put the Dremel workstation together before you start tweaking it and making sure everything's tight. So some people wanted me to show, because it comes in parts and people like, okay, how do I put this together? So I did a short prequel, kind of an unboxing, put it together type thing.
Yes, Hawkeye, round is a shape. And I've been told I have the body of a god. It's Buddha, but that's okay. I have a baddie.
But yeah, so Blade Boy, if you want to go over to my Nosce, do we still have that banner of, I think we do. Hold on a minute. No, the other banner. We don't have it. There it is, the Rumble banner. Yeah. If you want to go over to Rumble, that's where you'll find part 3 of the Dremel workstation setup. That's where I actually showed how to set up the drilling, because since YouTube decided if I show the jig, not the frame itself, if I show you drilling into the jig, I'm showing you how to build the firearm. That's how they determined it, because the frame that I had was only in one shot, and I wasn't drilling anything. But because I showed drilling the jig, they decided that it violated firearms policies on YouTube. I appealed it, and within minutes, they slapped me down again and said no. So,
Well,
I had to
I
put
know that
it lives over on Rumble.
And I keep failing to remember to download them, to re-upload them to the website directly. So I'm sorry.
No need to download them. I'll send you the link to my matter of fact, I'll send it to you tonight, so you'll have it tomorrow whenever you want to use it.
All right.
To my cloud folder.
Yeah,
everything's over there.
Just need to get time to do the thing between all the other things that are doing. Yeah. Oh, Lord help us all.
Whenever you get to it, it's fine, dude. I just got to remember to put it there.
It's all on Rumble.
Yeah, everything's on Rumble.
Yeah. Again, there are other platforms, but none of them are really 2A friendly and user friendly.
I'll see if I can remember to type out the blog format so you can put the blog post up with the link.
And that actually brings me to a good point. If you feel like, yes, I'm talking to you listeners out there, if you feel like you have something to contribute to the community and you want to write up a little article, feel free to hop onto the forum, submit it to me, and we can look at it, reformat it, and put it up as a community article everybody can benefit from. Would be great to do that. The more we share, the more we learn. The more we learn, the more we can share. It circles around to back itself. What you got here? States ban PAs? Yes, some do. And those states.
Which states are you talking about?
Let's see. What was it? New Jersey, I think, was one. You can't.
Well, you got New Jersey, you got New York, you got Washington State.
Well, kind of. Washington is weird. If you jump through way too many hoops to even contemplate, unless you live there, you can still do it, but basically no. What you got here? Bubble, yeah, bubble level is a fantastic thing to have. Spirit levels are a godsend. They make little corner post ones if you want to get an XY plane level.
Yeah, if you
yeah. Well,
that's why they use bubble level in the video. So
yeah, exactly. And yes, Hawkeye, many blue states are banning the ability to defend oneself, which is just the absolute best. If that wasn't clear, that was sarcasm, folks. Gosh, sorry, I'm a little salty right now because a couple of things, but anyway, we're actually just about nearing the end of our time here. So
if you can't tell, Nosce and I both are exhausted. It's been a long few days.
I've said it before, and it seems like more and more. It's been a long week today. I mean, everything going on and on and on. Speaking of which, I'm repeating myself, which means I am far too tired. We cannot give any actual legal advice, but typical standing precedent offers grandfathering for most things when a law is enacted. Of course, every law is different and subject to your elected politicians. So, remember, elections are upcoming, and vote. Know the people that are in the elections. Know their platforms. Know their histories, and vote.
Well, Clint, in answer to Clint's question a little more precisely, as far as the state goes, you absolutely have to abide by whatever those states. Federally, there is no law coming up. But if you're talking about the state, yeah, absolutely. Depending on what your state says before the law goes into effect. But federally, just going back to that, the ATF and the Biden garbage, they're not going to be laws. They're just
Rules
what do
that
you
can
call
be
it?
changed at the whim of the king.
Rules. And before the rule goes into effect, August 24th.
They're not actual rules. They're more like guidelines.
Yeah.
Had to.
Guidelines.
Sorry.
But what you got, Blade Boy?
Well,
What Blade Boy got?
yeah.
After
Definitely
this
freedom
is
of
done, and what
speech.
happened?
We head over to the forum. The only thing that I'll ban you for is hate speech. Sorry, but I don't have any tolerance for that. Not going to happen in my house. But I haven't seen anybody do that because we're all decent folk that are only concerned about building. So carry on, folks. I'll nuke the spam bots when they come in. I'll keep you all free from that as best I can.
Now realize, let's just put it out there, okay? We got a lot of new people coming into the forum, and we welcome you all. Realize 100%. freedom of speech exists on the forum. However, freedom to abuse is not. No. So as long as you come respectful, there aren't many subjects that's taboo in the forum. Actually, we haven't met any yet. However, guys, come with respect. Don't come in on the forum expecting to say anything you want to say to anyone in any way you want to say it, because that's not going to happen. You can have freedom of speech, but you can't have freedom to say whatever the hell you want on our forum.
Respectful.
So please be respectful. And I'm not saying, Blade Boy, that's going to be you. I just know somebody's watching saying, oh, I can go on here, do the same thing I do on Reddit and be an asshole. No, you can't. No, you can't.
No,
because I'll call you out on it. No, you can't.
And hey, while we're here,
you do have freedom of speech, so we can talk about anything.
Yeah, and we all can understand that you have a right to your own opinion as long as you're not taking somebody else's right to their opinion away from them. Anyway, Milton Bro, hey, yeah, you're late, but that's okay. Fire up that milkshake maker and join us anyway. Milton Bro won one of our first giveaways, which happened to be a Dremel. So thanks for joining us again. And Darth Dev, I'm calling you out on this. You need to verify your account. It's been sitting there. I sent you 3 reminders.
Armed society is a polite society.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not going to disrespect somebody if they're packing heat. I mean,
hey, look, when I first moved to Virginia, I was moving down here and I was getting my security certifications, and they showed us some videos. Obviously, one of the videos was of convicted felons who were, and they were asked a question: how do they feel about citizens having guns in their home? And he basically said, if more citizens had guns in their homes, there would be less armed robberies, because you never know what they had in that house.
It's a deterrent. It's a shield. It doesn't have to necessarily start things, but you can finish them.
Yeah. I've only got a neighbor that I know of that doesn't have at least one weapon in their house. And he lives behind me, and we're working on him. We're working on him because we told him, like, dude, you need to have at least one, and you need to get a safe because you have a teenager. But everyone else around me, everybody's got something. And if there's ever a problem, the whole neighborhood would come to rallies.
Mm-hmm.
I like my neighborhood.
I'm starting to help my neighbors get into that. As I swim on camera here, sorry, I'm gesturing to my neighbors around me. It's not horribly hard, but there is a delay in this state, and it's a May issue, and blah 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 blah. Any which way,
I got messages. Got a message.
But encourage your neighbors to arm themselves and exercise their Second Amendment rights, because the more people that educate themselves and are used to using firearms, the safer everyone will be. And the more people that are armed regularly, the less likely it is somebody's going to break in and do their thing and yada yada, because it's a more commonplace thing. It's a deterrent. Anyway, I feel like I've yacked on long enough, and it's about that time. You got anything else to say there, Ram?
I absolutely am. No, I'm good.
All right. Then
I've enjoyed tonight. I'm glad the guys showed. We got 19 people still on with us, and we thank you for staying with. We'll get to some giveaways next week. I'll give away something next week. I was gonna think something next week. Definitely. I'll go through these.
You're breaking up there, Ram. You're breaking up.
Oh, that must mean it's time to.
Yeah, but hey, thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you for joining us. Come back next Tuesday. Weapon XYZ is going to be here with the MacGyver Minute, and we're going to have a lot of fun times and things to talk about. Again, we appreciate all of you. Remember, like, share, subscribe, join that forum, and hopefully we'll see you soon, right?
All right, we'll have you tonight. All right.
All right.